Welcome everybody. Sorry, word vomit there, but welcome in everybody to the Sports Ramble Podcast, episode 26. Garrett is back after he decided to go gallivanting on a vacation, basically.
Had a little vacation, yeah, that's right.
We don't blame you, though. It's okay. We don't blame you. But, everybody, opening day is today, so there are games going on right now. We'll get into the MLB bracket, or MLB. We'll get to that, and we'll get the NCAA bracket going. A lot of news, but the first thing around I think everyone's talking about, the big news today, Stephen A. Smith versus LeBron James. Guys, we talked about it beforehand, before we went live, but before I throw it out to you guys, my honest opinion is I am on LeBron's side on this, and here's why I say that. Because it all started when Stephen A. talked about Bronny in a negative connotation. Now, if you're a dad, I understand LeBron stepping up. I get it. I truly do. Like, don't talk about my kid. You know, at the same time, Bronny needs to kind of learn how to defend himself. I kind of get that. Take the criticism and go on with that. But as a parent, I know how my dad would react if I heard comments. And then I think it got worse because Stephen A. has to retract and say, you know, he's lying. It's all on video, Stephen. But hey, what do I know? But what do you guys think?
Here's my thing. Oh, you can go, Garrett.
Stephen A's been against LeBron and Bronny for as long as I can remember. Bronny more recently, but like he plays this narrative of he's only in the place that he is, Bronny, because his dad is who he is, and I think there's truth to that a little bit. But at the same time, like he worked hard. He was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday, talking about it. Like he said, the progress he's seen from year one Bronny to now has been like crazy. Like he's put in the work to get where he is, just because some people have the false narrative of he's only where he is because his dad is LeBron. Yeah, I just don't get it, and I think that's what Stephen A's been playing this whole time, his career.
Okay, here's my thing on that too. Whenever it comes to like man to man, don't go low blow and bring in the kid. That's my thing. That's like a big like red flag. Like don't bring in like my kid in our beef, because that's like you about to get like like don't touch that like boundary, or you're not gonna like the result, because it's gonna get nasty if you go down that road. Okay, here's the thing. I'm with LeBron on this, because don't bring up my kid. If it's like if you have a problem with me, have a problem with me. Don't bring in Bronny, because Bronny's been hooping lately in the G League, which I kind of like. People gotta understand. He is coming back from having cardiac arrest in college. People don't like he was doing good, and now like he's about to ramp up again. Now he's dropping 30. Like he dropped a 30-point game the other day. Now he's hooping again. Now like next year he's gonna be like developed. Of course, like it's gonna take him a year to develop to become like the next be the next like 3-and-D player, or the next like best defender in the league.
Just a little
top defender in the league.
He's according to the G League website, he's averaging 22, 5, and 5. So I mean, like
that's solid.
That's even in the G League, it's impressive.
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm with you guys. But with that, we're going to shift over to the NCAA men's tournament. Everyone's got their jerseys on. Michigan State, North Carolina, and of course the mean green. Obviously, some have more championships than the others. We still have our 2022 NIT championship.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
hold it on to it.
The one claim to a glory that we have, because our football team hasn't accomplished anything in 30 years. But the NIT tournament is still going on. They're still in it, both men's and women's. So congratulations to both men's and women's for doing that. But there are some games still going on tonight if you guys are going to be watching them. Now, we talked about it beforehand. BYU, we said, could easily upset. Oh, excuse me. I can't even talk right now. I'm running out of breath halfway through. But BYU has the chance to upset Alabama, Alabama, though, is favored 4.5 points. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Okay, so you can go, Garrett.
I mean, yeah, like we talked about before, BYU can shoot the three lights out. I can't remember the exact point differential, but in the semifinals against Iowa State in the Big 12 championship, they were down like 10, 15, something like that. And they came back and won that game. And at the end of the game, I think they had something like 18, 23s. And if they shoot like that, and they have the ability to, most teams, it's a 50-50 shot. Like if they're going to live by three, die by three. But I feel like with BYU, it's a much, much higher percentage chance that they can do that. We saw it in their first round matchup with VCU, and then again against Wisconsin. And so hopefully we'll see that again against Alabama. I always like I think other than Arkansas, they're the lowest seed remaining in the tournament. And so it'd be seed as and Ole Miss, sorry, excuse me. So it'd be cool to see them advance to the Elite Eight.
That would be nice to see, but at the same time, Alabama's been really playing their best ball the whole year this year. But like you said, don't count out BYU because I took BYU for granted. I thought they were going to get upset again in the first round. Like they're known to do that. But this go around, they're a really good ball club. They got good offense and defense. So I'm like, okay, BYU got a chance. Because here's the thing with Alabama. Alabama might underestimate BYU. And that's a really bad thing to do if you're a top seed around this time during the tournament. So
look at the first round matchup against Robert Morris. I mean, 15 seed, only beaten by 9. Come on now.
Like, that's the other thing. I was like, Alabama got to be better. I mean, I know like they're in the Sweet 16, but they haven't really like impressed me to like, oh, they're gonna beat BYU. You know, it's like BYU got a really good chance of beating Alabama, just pretty much just straight off of confidence and momentum. Momentum can be crazy during this time of year in college.
Huge thing.
Huge thing. That's why Arkansas might beat Texas Tech later. Momentum can be crazy too.
And credit to John Calipari for taking Arkansas as far as a coaching legend, as we talked about last episode. But one thing I wanted to point out is those wins have come in spite of some struggles. They barely beat Kansas, and they kind of early. They had to kind of rally in a way, but they still handily beat San Jose University. But Tech, sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
St. John's, thank you. My bad. I looked at SJ and I think San Jose, but anyway, sorry, St. John's. But look at Tech and what they've had to do. 77-64 handily beats Drake. They handily beat UNCW. They did lose to Arizona in one of their last games, 86-80, but it's still a close game. Mm-hmm. So you look at like their last close game that I can really remember was their game against Baylor. Mm-hmm. So from then on, they have really started to ramp up their scoring. And if you know anything about Grant McCasland, he is a defensive guy. His defense is what made his name. You know, he plays a slower pace of ball. He's a guy that wants to hold on to the ball when he needs to, doesn't really take it for granted. But the thing is, whatever reason, they have Tech beating Arkansas 72.5%. They haven't beaten them. I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like that's a little bit too high, especially for a John Calipari coach team. Mm-hmm. Garrett, what do you think?
Yeah, you mentioned the Tech Baylor game. I watched that game, being the fan that I am, and Tech had 2 of their top players go down, / weren't really 100% for the full 40 minutes. So that's one reason why it was so close, in my opinion. And we've seen what they can do at full strength. Same with Arkansas. Arkansas has been hurt this whole season. Boogie Fland has been down. Their big guy, I think, has been in and out of the lineup. But if we're going based off of like experience and talent like combined, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Tech just because their experience. They're a veteran team, great coach. Not that Calipari isn't; he's a legend. But I think the experience will win out in this one. Arkansas has a lot of freshmen on it, and they make, even as talented as they may be, they still make freshman mistakes. And I think that that's going to be the separator in this game, in my opinion. I'll take Tech, but I don't think it should be 72% win percentage.
No, I like that. Trey, what do you think?
Because I gotta agree with Garrett. Arkansas, they're a young team. Tech is experienced, so like Tech is probably gonna like use that experience like to their advantage, of course, like because they've been there before. Like like so Arkansas, they got a bunch of young guys, and of course, like young guys are gonna be like shell shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, they haven't been in that moment before, so they're going to have some freshman mistakes. But here comes like it's all about heart, especially like for Arkansas's case, like for freshmen, of course, like they're gonna like have Coach Calipari like coaching them, like getting them ready for the game. So it's gonna be like Coach Calipari is like letting them know it's gonna be a different atmosphere whenever you get to a Sweet 16 game against a really experienced opponent like Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good matchup. It's just like who's gonna make the big mistakes and who's gonna execute whenever it like comes down towards like the end of the game, like 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make that big play? It's all gonna come down to that.
Trey knows a guy, Zach Babb, and he's known. Shout out Zach Babb. He's known for Babb stats, which are stats that no one else can find. No one else really knows. The ones that you just have to like kind of research on. So my Babb stat is that Tech is 3-0 when games played later than 7:00 p.m. A lot of their game, like their first round matchup was a game of like 8:30, I think 9. Their second round matchup was at 9:00, and now this one's at 9:10. So they're pretty experienced playing a late game. I for one, when I played any sport, I hated the late games just because I hated going, because I hated waiting for it mainly. Yeah. But that's just me. But hey, you never know. Sometimes the late games are always the best ones for some teams, and you just never know. Yeah.
Not all the time, especially like for AAU. Like those, like the tournaments, like early morning games. I like midday games. Like midday games were the best games. Like early morning games, I was like, get up, I'll be ready. It's like I might get a cramp mid game. I was like, just running. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I'm out.
Oh, dude, I hated back to. I really hated back to backs.
Oh, back to backs. Oh no, especially back to backs. So like, I was like, can you give me like 1 minute? So
yeah, exactly. Just the worst. But moving on from the NCAA men's tournament, we will go over to the MLB. Their opening day is going on right now. Right now, there are some big teams playing each other. Brewers and Yankees. Yankees up 4-1, top of the ninth. That game's basically over. The Orioles are putting belt to bottom against the Blue Jays. 12-2 now. It was 8-2 probably less than 10 minutes ago, and now it's 12-2. The Rangers and Red Sox are tied. For all you Rangers fans out there, are currently tied at 2, mid-8th.
Still out there, folks.
Yep. The 182 182 games season.
162.
162. Thank you. Their undefeated record still intact here.
The
Twins and Cardinals.
And we still
Twins and Cardinals are currently Cardinals are up 1-0, but they might have to postpone more of it due to a rain delay. Is what I'm reading. Astros though, Astros up 3-0 over the Mets at bottom of the 7th, and the Mets, a team that everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we're back." No, you're not. You're not back. Unfortunately,
that's the thing with baseball. Okay, this is okay. Y'all gonna probably agree with me on this. No matter how many good players on the team, y'all still might suck. Look at for the Angels. Back in 2 seasons ago, whenever they had Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout on the same team, they were still terrible. It was just like because it didn't help. Mike Trout couldn't stay healthy, and mind you, he got hit in the hand again. He got hit by a pitch, then he got hit in the hand. So he might be out. We don't know, but he's still in the game, as far as I know. But I was like, dude keeps on getting so unlucky whenever it comes to injuries. Because he's probably like the top 5 baseball players in the league right now.
Yeah.
Like, it just sucks because like he's kind of like, I know he hasn't won anything, but stay with me. He might be kind of like a Kawhi Leonard of the MLB. Like, he's the most talented player, but always gets hurt. You can.
Mike Trout
I mean,
is the most talented
I
player.
can walk out. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, I'm with you, kind of, but that's why they're moving him to right field this year, to less wear and tear on his body, which I completely understand that.
But he's older now, so
good. Hey, but good on him though for at least wanting to stay in LA, because again, I know he could just leave and go with another team. But they're absolutely getting shelled right now by the worst team in the MLB, 6-0 to the White Sox.
After the
Which
season
is
had last year.
Depressing.
oh
So
yeah,
if
that's
I'm
a new low. That's a new low.
Dude, if I'm Mike Trout, like I know you don't want to, I know you don't want to leave for the money. I truly get that. The money's not important to you. But dude, a winning team has to be important to you at some point, because they haven't. I don't think has he ever. I don't think he's ever made the postseason. Correct?
No, never. And this is his year 15. Year 15.
Oh
I know. I feel old. Whenever I saw, I was like, "You're 15."
that's insane.
I remember like his first game that I saw it was like whenever he was playing Baltimore, he made that one Cleveland catch in center field. I remember where I was whenever I saw that play. I was like, "Oh my god, who is that?" I was like, "Yep," and then I was like, "Oh, he's probably gonna win some MVPs, some championships for the Angels." I was like, then looking at it now, I was like, "Dang, that's just so unfortunate for such a talented baseball player, just to be brutal, just with injuries left and right, But yeah,
Paul Goldschmidt has more World Series appearances than Mike Trout. Think about that.
Hey, don't disrespect Paul Goldschmidt. He's so good.
I know. I shouldn't do that. He's a Texas State alumni. Not Texas State alumni. What's where he played? I know he played for an alma mater that I know of somebody. But excuse me. But yeah, a lot of games, a lot of teams. So obviously the first game doesn't mean much for anybody.
Yeah.
But I just got a Twitter thing here that says that Aaron Rodgers might just be done playing football, because he wants a team to pay him, but since no team obviously wants to pay him, he said he might just quit being football. Which honestly, I'm okay.
At this point, do it. Because here's my thing with Aaron Rodgers. You brought in pretty much your BFF, Devontae Adams, to the Jets. Thought y'all gonna make some noise, but y'all didn't. Now you pretty much left the Jets up in smoke, and you're about to be out the league. You're about to retire. Devontae Adams is on a different team, so everyone's like, well, everyone in the Jets organization is kind of like, well, we got to go back to Zach Wilson, or we got to draft another quarterback.
I've still seen that there's a possibility he lands in Minnesota. They haven't told for sure. JJ McCarthy.
Look at that.
But he's going to be the day one starter.
On flashbacks.
But you never know.
The Vikings have come out and stated that they're not pursuing him, or at least they said they're not actively pursuing him.
And you know what that means?
That doesn't mean they can't.
that means complete nothing if they just sign it the next day.
For me, it goes down to the simple fact of if he wants to be the day one starter for the Vikings, no, I don't want you to be. It's JJ's. I want you to be a backup, and his ego obviously can't handle being a backup, so he's gotta be the starter. So, I mean, Yeah, so the Vikings made it clear that JJ McCarthy is their priority moving forward. So our only downside is our quarterback depth is not good at all. We have
Daniel
um
Jones.
we don't have Daniel Jones anymore, thank God.
Oh, it was just a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just had a one I think we just signed him for like a practice squad. So once he was off the practice squad, we didn't care. Yeah, so right now our current depth chart, it says starter, JJ McCarthy. Second, third string, blank. Goal one
Oh,
quarterback,
God.
guys.
Oh no!
Great.
Like, good job, guys. About to set JJ up for failure. About to
When
set
did we
him up.
sign Rondell Moore?
Who?
Okay.
Rondell
I'm fine
Moore?
with that.
Former
Yeah, I didn't know Moore. I didn't know
guy.
Moore was on the team. That's
Cardinals?
new.
I mean, at
Oh, we
least
got
y'all making some moves. The Cowboys aren't making none.
Well, I mean,
I don't know
just
how-
because your team's making moves doesn't mean they're good moves.
I don't know how true it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all, hey, we made
Wait,
some
wait.
noise, but it's like quiet noise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I've seen a report that the Browns are pursuing Prescott, or they
Oh,
might
yeah, I
be
did see
interested.
But the thing is, I know Trey doesn't might not like that, but at the same time, think of the return package you can get though.
Mm-hmm. You get an overhaul of first rounds, second rounds, third rounds.
And the Browns are stupid. Jimmy Haslam's an idiot.
as much I would
You
love
get Deshaun
that.
Watson back. You can Deshaun Watson in Dallas. Let's go.
I love that.
Dallas
Oh
can have
my
a face
God.
of the franchise again.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Don't.
Oh man.
Deshaun Watson back in Texas. Oh Lord. Everyone closed down the massage. Everyone closed down the massage parlors. Everyone get out.
I would love to see that though. Honestly, that'd be funny. I mean, hey, at least you guys. At least Dallas is in the same boat as Minnesota. I mean, your guys' backup is Will Greer, so
It's true. Well, have a
I
backup.
mean, at least here's the thing. Cowboys should draft the running back. We should get Ginty if he's still around. Around
the guy from UNC.
Draft pick, hopefully. Because that's some like plan A. And then plan B, get a quarterback in the third or fourth round. And that's pretty much telling Dak, hey, you got 3 or 4 years before we trade you. Because that backup is gonna be kind of like your replacement. And pretty much he's gonna study under Dak, which I don't know why teams don't do this no more. They should draft quarterbacks and then let the quarterback develop. And that's why all the rookie quarterbacks struggle, like joining in, so. And that's like my thing. Because look at Bryce Young. People were saying, oh, Bryce Young's a bust. But, like, he just started. Like, and now he's doing good now. Everyone's switching up on him. I was like, oh, my God, he's, like, so good now. Where was, like, okay. Exactly.
Andy Dalton's friendship has been good, I think. He's been able to learn from Dalton some tricks.
My guess is the reason the Vikings or the Cowboys, for that matter, haven't signed any quarterbacks is they're just going to go grab one in the draft. For the Vikings, it's probably going to be a higher pick for them, like whatever their first round pick is, or the second round pick. They're probably just going to grab a guy to learn under McCarthy. Same thing with Dallas. They're probably going to go third round, third round, grab a guy, just whoever is available. I honest to God see them drafting yours. Now that I'm seeing this, it's becoming more of like
how it played out. You know what? It's all, I don't want to say scripted, but it's like the storyline's right there.
It's true.
Texas, like homegrown Texas kid, went to the same high school as me, South Lake Carroll. I don't want to go on again in South Lake Carroll football with Matthew right now because his high school beat mine high school.
We played you in high school too. We beat you on the playoffs.
Yep.
Anyways, beside the point. Besides the point, but yeah, it's the storyline is right there. With Quinn He's getting drafted by the Cowboys. Even playing at UT, getting drafted by the Cowboys, then joining the Cowboys, and becoming a Cowboy starter whenever Dak leaves or retires, or whenever he gets traded.
That's crazy.
Or if the fans run him out of town, either one.
Yep.
Okay, whenever I say retire, I mean play out his contract, and then we don't know if he's gonna retire because he's 31.
Sure.
He still got some years on him. He still got some years going.
He just took some hits.
I mean, his hamstring, dude. Once your hamstring goes out, he's pretty much like a pocket quarterback now, and that's not him.
Right. That's not how he was.
You have to adapt. You have to adapt his game. I know you guys have struggled on. I know you guys have a center. I put that in about 6 sets of quotations. I would say go get Quinn's buddy at Texas, Jake Majors, because he was a really good center for the Longhorns during the season.
Yeah, because all we need, because Zach Martin retired, so we need right guard help. So right now we just need O line help.
Yeah,
I would slide. What's his name?
Biotis, right? Is his name Tyler?
I think so.
Yeah, Tyler Biotis, but he's in.
I would shift him to right. I would shift to guard.
Yeah, he got traded to Washington, so he's with. He jumped ship with Dan Quinn.
Smartest move that guy's ever made.
Pretty much. And look what Dan Quinn did to Washington 1 year.
And dude, they just got Debo, and he's gonna be good.
Don't get me started with that. Oh, I forgot about them.
Yeah, I thought y'all were gonna get Debo. To be honest with you,
Cowboys. Oh, the drama between Debo and CD would not have been good.
No,
two hot-headed dudes.
And you know what the NFL did? You know what the NFL did today? I think it was yesterday or today. They banned his CD's move. Every time he does the first time, they banned it. Yeah, they banned it.
Like he's snorting a certain substance.
So I was like, people was like, I guess it's like the no fun league no more, because everyone CD started doing it and everyone else started doing it, and I was like, oh my god, it was like everyone was like, that's cool.
I just like how they ban that one. They ban that one, but they don't ban the one that looks like they're shooting they're shooting a gun. It's just like, oh, okay, let's ban the one that looks like drugs, but not the one that has guns in it. No.
That'd be nice.
The
average one celebration ban a year. You can't have them all at once.
And I like how the team that was most affected by the tush push is the ones that were trying to ban it. Luckily, it didn't get banned. So.
Because it's a QB sneak at the core.
I mean, there's.
I think they were trying to ban. I think they were trying to mostly ban the running back being able to push you. I think that was the one part they weren't trying to ban the play as a whole. I think they were just trying to ban that the run. So if you say, okay, the running back can't push you, okay, well then I'll just throw a wide receiver in there, or linebacker
and declare him eligible. Something.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I don't know. I feel like sometimes with owners when they try to get a rule change or they try to change something, I feel like they don't really. They just kind of oh, we want it banned. It's like, well, what specifically do you want banned about it? Because there's loopholes in you can find a loophole for almost every rule there is. One rule that I would like to see change in college football is targeting. I want to see that changed because there have been calls that I've seen that I'm like, that should be targeting, and then there's calls that they make that are targeting that I'm like, he leaned with his shoulder. There's no chance. So I think if you can establish a better pattern for that, that'd be better. Because the NFL does it pretty well. Like when it's blatantly obvious, they'll call it off, But the borderline, they kind of do the review. So I don't know. I think that Trey knows this. I think it was the OU Texas game where they kicked the OU kid out for targeting, even though it was clearly his shoulder?
Yeah. That's the thing was people, the Reds got to realize the difference between actual tackle and actual, if the guy lunges at you, jumps up and, head first, not shoulder first, head first. That's different. That's targeting. I don't know why, it's getting hard to, separate it from the two, even though it's, blatantly obvious that, someone's targeting and someone's actually making a tackle. I know there's hard hits. Yeah, it's football.
Right.
But at the same time, it's there's a difference between targeting and tackling. Because
Yeah.
targeting is I'm not seeing where I'm hitting. I'm gonna like just jump up and like lay them out. There's like a difference.
Yeah.
The Reds gotta realize the difference between the two. But yeah, this is
And I truly try to see the ref side of things most of the time. Like I understand you're human, and you're gonna miss calls. I truly get that, but I like to see younger refs in the program. I know because there's some refs that like in the NFL that I'm like, you were like 60 years old. You do not need to be in this league. Like same thing with the NBA. Same thing with the NBA and NBA. Like you look at some of the refs, you're like, you were like six, dude. What years like you're about to go to a nursing home. What are you doing here? Like it's just like I think we need to see a younger, not maybe like 30s, 40s, not like 20s. That's a little bit too young for me, but because I don't know, we had a hockey game last weekend, and we had a ref that was like my age,
Mhm.
and he was terrible because he's young.
Right.
So I was like, oh, God, I'm surprised I didn't get kicked out of the game. To be honest with you,
You didn't get kicked out?
I'm surprised I didn't.
Argue?
Uh some words were definitely said. Some jokes were made about his eyes being not there.
well, guys. I got a live update.
Oh
For
no,
every Rangers fan out there, close your
they're losing,
eyes.
aren't they?
They're someone just Red Sox hit a 3-1 home run, top of the ninth.
Who's pitching?
What the heck is that? Hold on, let me pull up his name. Connor Wong. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just for Boston. The thing's messing up. Hold on.
I thought I was like Wong gave up the home run. That makes sense.
No.
It turns. I was about to say
Ryan.
because
Okay,
I know Wong from Boston.
My browser.
Oh,
Hold on. Who's pitching?
it's like they threw in DeGrom like for the closing role.
Luke Jackson. See, I swear, it's always the relief pitchers. It's always that's what's gonna hold the Rangers back. Our relief pitchers suck.
The closing, and that's a coaching masterpiece from Bochy, though.
Whenever it gets to the relievers or the closing pitching, everything just self destructs. And I'm sick of it.
Remember the glory days when you guys had Chapman that one year? I remember. Honestly, Chapman probably would have gotten you out of that situation, though.
Yeah, I miss him. Even though I have a love-hate relationship with him, because he did cost us some games, like some really close games back in the day. But it was like, dude,
but
we've been having this.
He never cost you any playoff games.
Gary, remember? I'm trying to look back. Do you remember Rangers Chapman ever blowing a game for the Rangers? No.
I remember him blowing like regular season games, but I don't remember him blowing any like. But granted, he never like really played in the postseason.
Well, they changed pitchers. Sean Armstrong's in. No, another. The Bubby 6-2.
Honestly, Armstrong should be. I don't know why. Armstrong should have been the first choice.
Huh? What was
Armstrong should have been the first choice.
Exactly. That's my thing. See, like that's Bochy's short, like really like Achilles heel, and that's also like that doesn't. It's not his fault. You can do so much. Like you can just tell him, but at the same time, it's like change like something around. Put some starters as relievers and put some relievers as starters, and move them around.
Yeah.
Because we just released Dane Dunning. He was the starter. Then he got put to the relief rotation. Now he's off the team. So I'm like, bring him back. We still like you.
What do you think the over/under is for games of DeGrom? I'd say over 5. Like he pitches 5 games exactly, gets injured and done. That's what I think.
It's been a while since you played a full season, right? Because you got injured last year too.
He didn't even play.
Or was that 2 years ago? He didn't play last
2
year.
years ago. I was at that game too whenever he got hurt.
I say 5's a little low. I mean, even for
I
him.
just can't justify giving him that much money for how little he's played.
Well, when they brought him in and paid him, I'm sure it seemed like a good deal. He's tearing it up in New York.
Yeah.
No, not so much.
well, that's what comes with old age, and then the way he pitches, because he pitches fastballs like 100-mile-an-hour, like fastballs. So like that's bound to happen. Like your body starts to break down, and like then you're gonna get Tommy John surgery on the elbow.
Well,
Which like
so good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's like an ACL injury for your elbow, pretty much. Like then you're like, that's why I pretty much like growing up. That's why I pretty much like thought it was, but like it is pretty much kind of like an ACL like injury for pitchers.
Yeah.
Even though they can still like tear the ACL, God forbid no one does. But yeah, it's like one of those things where don't sign old pitchers.
I mean, I thought there was gonna be. I would have traded. So my mock trade would have been, DeGrom goes to the. I think he's still on the Braves. Let me check. No, he's on Tampa Bay. Excuse me. I would have traded him for Shane Baz, like a second-round pick. Because you get Shane Baz, who's young and he's pretty good.
Yeah, it just sucks.
But I mean, you kind of have to just take him straight up because again, you have DeGrom's massive contract, which in the first part of it he's lived up to, but the second half he is just.
See, like us, Dallas, like DFW area fans are going through it. First, we got the Cowboys season, and the Mavericks self-destructing in front of our eyes, and then now this. Then the Rangers, well, the Dallas Stars, your only hope.
And even so, they're currently struggling. They're winning games, but they're struggling to win games. Last night they played the Edmonton Oilers. Going into the third period, they're up 4-0.
Oh.
And they win the game 4-3.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to lose.
They blew a 4-goal lead, and I'm just like,
that's crazy.
Come on, guys! Like, and I know why too, because they traded for a guy, Rantanen, for everyone that doesn't know.
Yeah.
Traded a huge slot package to get Mika Rantanen, who's a really good player in a lot of respects. He's a good playoff guy. He's a big body. He can throw the body when he needs to, but he's a lazy player. He coasted off the reputation of Nathan McKinnon, who's himself a Colorado Avalanche very good hockey player. So when you get a lazy player that screws with the chemistry of the team, it's kind of like the Luka trade in many respects. You bring in a guy that messes with the locker room, the chemistry. It's going to take a minute for someone like him to get acquainted with the team. So it's taking him a little bit longer. And what's worse is we signed him to an 8-year contract, and he's being paid $11 million per year for 8 years. He's 27. So you're going to be paying, and once his career starts to decline,
it's guaranteed.
I'm pretty sure it's all guaranteed.
Oh, God.
But it's just they gave up so much to get him, and they got rid of a guy who I personally love, whose name is Logan Stankoven. He was an energy guy. He was a guy that was like, I'm going to go to the dirty areas. I don't care how I get there. I'm going to get the puck out of it. Whereas I watch Rantanen in these last couple games, and I'm watching him play, and I'm like, dude, you're not trying. You're playing lazily. You're not. You look like you're out of it. Like, I understand you want to get used to playing with these guys, but at least show some effort. Because we're gonna get bounced in the first round if you don't start picking it up. So, yeah, Dallas they're a good team, but they just can't rely on goaltending. They just can't. I feel like that happens with a lot of DFW teams. It's like, oh, this is our year, but there's one caveat. There's one thing that always takes it downhill.
Yep.
Except for obviously the Rangers who won it 2 years ago. So
now we know how it feels to be a New York fan recently, at least.
Yeah, New York. Same thing with New York. I mean, the Mets. I don't know. I know everyone loves Juan, so I know everyone loves him. But I don't think one guy is going to change your franchise. I don't think it could be him. I think Shohei Ohtani is the guy that could do that, but like when you could go, oh yeah, Shohei Ohtani is the guy that can change the course of a franchise. And he kind of did.
But the Dodgers were already good though.
Exactly. So
Right.
you can't really. I can't look at Juan Soto and go, "Oh yeah, this guy's going to change the Mets." It's one guy. They've done this. Does no one remember Bobby Bonilla? They did the same thing with Bobby Bonilla, and look what happened. He didn't do anything. He didn't help him. I mean, it's just how it goes. That's the. I don't know. I whenever I do a GM mode, as Trey, as you know, Gary, I'm sure you do GM modes all the time. Instead of signing that one, like when you go to free agency in the offseason, it's like instead of signing the one top free agent, I try to go like for like bolster my roster with like a couple of guys, and I'm like, okay, I know this guy could be good. Like that's what I did. Instead of like whenever I go to a 2K and I go to free agency, I'm like, oh yeah, Ant Edwards is available. Nah, I'm just gonna go fill out the roster with some depth guys. I don't need to pay guys $600 million for 5 years.
Yeah,
and that's what's important about NBA rosters nowadays. It doesn't matter like the good players, as long as you have depth, you're gonna be a really good, solid team.
Yeah.
Look what Phoenix Suns have. They have KD, Booker, and Beal.
that's it.
Pretty much, that's the whole team. And like that, they don't have no bench. And then KD, he's 36, about to turn 37 soon.
Look at the Lakers.
And
They
then
have all
Booker,
of them.
he ain't getting any younger. He's about to turn 30. He's in his late 20s now. And Bill, he's 32. So it's pretty much like Phoenix Suns set their franchise back, like years back.
They were in the
It
finals.
was crazy. They had the right formula right in front of them, and they traded that all the way for an old dude that is about to pretty much get traded in the offseason
Mm-hmm.
to the Mavericks, who I hope not. I hope not, because if he gets traded here, I might take my talents to Houston. I might take my talents to the Houston Rockets franchise.
Go cheer on Dylan Brooks.
I might chat with Dylan Brooks and like, hey man, how's the city down here?
Well, Dylan Brooks has come out on a podcast. I forgot, maybe it was before the deadline. He said before he went to Houston, he was I want to play for Dallas. I think this one they had Luka, obviously. He's like, I want to play for Dallas. I'm like, Dylan, you still want to come over? Like he's still average. He dropped 10 points last night. 10 points, 2 rebounds. I mean, that's not better than some guys that they pull off the bench some nights. So, hey, but just remember the great Dylan Brooks quote: "We're still good in the West, right?"
Because that's the thing with the West now. Like, look at the West. There's no. I mean, I know OKC is there.
Yeah.
Even though they might make it out in the West and make it to the finals this year. Yeah, absolutely. But they still got Houston they got to worry about. Denver, who Jokic is playing the best basketball in his life right now, who it's gonna suck that he might not win it this year, even though he rightfully deserves it this year. And then they got the Lakers, which you can't really like. It's LeBron and Luka. It pretty much like that turns us up like to 100 whenever it comes to the playoffs. Then they got Memphis. Then Golden State, which you can't really it's Golden State.
Yeah.
Then Minnesota. Then I forgot the Clippers. The Clippers are actually pretty solid this year, and they surprised a bunch of people. And then the East, Cleveland or Boston.
Pretty much. That's all you have to do.
I don't know about what like New York. New York might get a good fight to Boston in the semis, but and then Milwaukee.
It's basically who's gonna play Boston in the finals. That's basically what the story is.
Yeah.
Oh, and Garrett, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you've seen this, but recently Michael Jordan has stated that he would be open to coaching North Carolina.
Oh, that's insane.
Because you know how he's part. I don't know what his job. He owns like part of the team. Like
he's part of Charlotte.
Like the GM role? Oh, for the
Hornets, the college team.
College team?
Yeah, he not owns part of it. He's like part of the board or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But he said he's open to coaching North Carolina in college. I'm like, dude, what are you gonna scream at them and then challenge them to play 1-on-1 and then beat them? Like, shut up.
What experience? Like, what coaching experience do you have? None.
Yeah, no, he's got none, but he's got money, so he's obviously gonna gamble his way onto the team.
Gamble his way on a team is a crazy statement, Matthew,
What
which is
storyline that would be?
I mean, Trey, look at the numbers. I mean, he's clearly had a gambling problem. He probably still does.
Yeah.
Did you see Did you see the Drake that he brought? Instead of bringing Adonis, he brought his laptop and put it next courtside and started gambling like live. I was like, dude, you're not beating any of these allegations.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, Michael Jordan, he could be a good head coach, but he could be a terrible first year head coach because he's gonna talk. Cause hear me out.
Patrick Ewing did it with Georgetown, and he stunk it up a little bit. I mean, he had a couple good years, but not really.
No.
It's
the old heads, right? They want to play an old brand of basketball. Like they're not really adapt. These are guys that don't really adapt to the new age of basketball, which is all speed based and skill based. Like you can't have, I'm not going to bring Isaiah Thomas back into the. God, he was terrible as a coach, but in an executive, God, he was terrible as an executive. But you know what I'm saying? It's like when Phil Jackson's tenure with the Knicks. Like, does anyone remember that when he had that tenure with the Knicks? And it was just absolutely terrible because all he did was
everyone was like pitchforks. It was pretty much like that every game for the Knicks. It was like, we're going to implement the triangle.
That would be Jordan's tenure with any a professional team or a college team. Like literally, that would be if you were to coach. Like again, I don't think would be a bad coach. I think he'd be better off starting as an assistant, like a lower end assistant, and then working his way up. But that's not the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say his ego is gonna take him to be a head coach off the rip.
Michael Jordan, please come to North Texas, please.
There we go.
Yeah, come to North Texas.
Well, ain't much, but you
I mean, it'd bring people to the stands.
It would. It would fill out super.
It'll fill the whole stadium up every night.
And think about the brand deals you can actually. This might be a good idea. Think about the brand deals with his brand that you could bring to the whole. You could outfit the whole team with it. You can outfit the fans with the merch, stuff like that.
You know what?
Switch to school over Nike.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna write this down. Send in a letter.
I cannot tell you how many times me and Trey have had $1 million ideas because we literally we would just go to lunch and we're just talking. All of a sudden we're like, dude, that's we're gonna write this down. We're
gonna write this down before we get 5 minutes later. I was like, oh, what were we talking about again? And it was gone.
We've got a new president. I mean, he's got to try to make a name for himself somehow. So here we go. Bring in Michael Jordan as the head coach of the basketball program.
We might not have enough money, but we're gonna make some money.
And you can become a teacher too. Free online gambling classes. He'll teach you how to gamble like a professional.
Oh, no.
You know what?
The Denton golf course is right nearby. He'll teach you how to lose some money.
You're like, hold on. Michael Jordan was his cigars, and I was like, hold on.
Oh man.
The game was a little bit back at the golf course.
But realistically, though, since we're losing Ross Hodge to West Virginia, who's going to be our coach?
They're just going to promote another assistant. I mean, that's what they did with McCaslin left.
Yeah, but no one.
It worked out.
They all probably are going to. Whoever's going to be on our bench is going to run a different system.
That's true. I mean, they had to.
And guess what? You're going to lose some players.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to lose a ton. Yeah.
He's taking everyone. He's going to take anyone with a shred of value to West Virginia with him.
Yep. Yeah. Well, because West Virginia just lost their top scorer when his dad went to go coach somewhere else.
Yep. So, I mean, you're losing. Oh man, that's gonna be rough for us. I mean, I don't think we'll suffer too greatly again because again, you do get players out of the transfer portal. We get pretty good players out of the transfer portal, and we do get pretty good dropouts, guys that drop from their good teams. So, I mean, we're always. I mean, there's a couple of guys I can think of. Who's that sophomore? I think it's sophomore. They just played off St. John's. He didn't play. He played 5 minutes and it was done. And I was like, dude, he might still be a good talent. Go grab him. Was it their top scorer you're talking about, or is it different? No, it was he was a bench guy, but he's a sophomore he shows flashes of potential when he's on the court. But that could be. But I don't know how much of that is him versus the guys that he's on the court with.
Right.
Honestly, Trey, if I were you, I just put in just put in an application to be the new head coach at this point.
There you go.
Oh no! See, this is gonna be my coaching stance. He's gonna be like,
I'll vote.
Oh, no.
heck yeah, I'm gonna be like this. I'll like set up. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Yes, 1 2. That's it. Get on the line.
I would be. I don't know. I don't think. I definitely wouldn't be a player's coach because, as a person that I am, I'm too much of a perfectionist. I'm kind of like I'm not gonna say I'm like Bob Knight levels bad where I'm like that angry, but
no.
I will be like, listen, you guys got to get this down. If you don't get it down, like, come on, like I'm gonna get mad. Like that's how I coach. I coach 8-year-olds and I still get like mad at them. Like, guys, what are we doing?
The 8-year-olds, they don't know no better.
Well, they're trying. I'm trying to teach them how to do better.
You think Coach K is bored in retirement? You think we can?
Oh,
we can
100%.
Oh, you know what? I don't care how old he is. Come on down.
Or Jim Boeheim or any of those legends.
Pick one. Pick one of them.
Yeah.
At this point, I will take.
You know what? Hey, Hubie Brown, come out of retirement. We got you.
Byron Scott, quit the NBA, come
down.
down here.
Yeah. Or like any failed NBA coach, we'll take you.
I will take. I'm going to say this. I know he chokes, but I'll take Doc Rivers. I don't care.
Okay, this is when we draw the line.
How is Doc Rivers where you draw the line?
We've seen NBA coaches come from NBA to college and like just tear it up.
Yeah.
Who is it? It's BYU's coach.
Oh,
He was from the Suns, and he's tearing it up right now too.
You know what? I know he doesn't coach basketball. I'll take Nick Saban. Let's go grab Nick Saban, guys.
You know what? Hey,
you won't hear my disagreement. Let's do it.
Our defense is gonna be top tier.
Well, now with that, like guys like Belichick going to the aforementioned North Carolina, I would love to see a guy like Saban go to UNT and revitalize our football program. Not saying that our current coach is not doing bad. Just
he did.
Okay, that might not be a bad idea, not gonna lie, because think about it. Back when LeBron was in Miami in 2011, Eric Spoelstra went up to Oregon to talk with Chip Kelly to learn about the spread offense. He talked to a football coach about the spread offense. Think about that. I was like, how about them apples?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do it.
You want to coach basketball for a minute?
We got a nice little stadium down here. Pretty cool.
Nice little stadium. Right on campus too.
Did they finish the renovations to the Super Pit yet?
Were they? Maybe. They're not working on it.
I remember back when our graduation, they were still working on the outside of the arena. I don't know if they finished that or not.
Man, the whole campus is full of construction, dude. I can't.
Yeah, the one thing they're not working on is the arena. All the roads are being worked on. Literally every single road on that campus.
That's why I'm so glad. Me and Matthew graduated last year because I ain't no way.
It's so bad.
It's just imagine like the fall of last year, like first day of school. It was probably packed. Everyone's like going, like trying to get to class on time. Traffic to the back on the highway, and so it's like.
And they've taken it a step further this year. They're not just doing roads on campus. They're doing the interstate frontage roads around campus. So getting on to the interstate frontage road from coming out of like the main part of campus is a struggle because the traffic's just crazy and they got half the lane blocked off. It's just annoying as heck.
Dude, that's why I prefer to walk everywhere. Honestly, I was just like. I know, like, I remember, like, when we had the sports broadcasting class, I didn't even care. I was like, I'm just going to walk across the bridge because at this point, it's easier than having to drive there. Once I moved further away, like, towards my apartment, I decided to drive. But, we were allowed to park in that parking lot because it was just so much easier because there was no one there. That was kind of the problem, though, with the fall when I went to the fall semester class because if we had a game say we had class on Thursday, there was a football game Friday. Which we rarely had, but when we did, it was weird. There would be people parked there already. So it's like, it's already full. So you're like, well, I got to walk now?
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't know if you guys know this, but the legendary broadcaster for the Mean Green, voice of the Mean Green, passed away recently at the old age. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He's on a billboard.
Bill Mercer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bill Mercer passed away, man. He was 99 years old. My goodness. And I know he was big on the I know a lot of people remember him for doing the WCW or WCCW back in the day, the wrestling promotion. But he was the first like true voice in the Mean Green. He did basketball, he did football. Back when we only had like 4 sports, he was kind of the guy that did that. So there's the press box named after him. So rest in peace to the great Bill Mercer. But guys, with that being said, we kind of went over time, but that's okay. Not when you're having fun. 55 minutes is a long time, but it's a lot of fun for us. We guys will see you next Thursday. Man, I don't know if I'll be able to go because it's my brother's birthday.
Okay.
On that day, and actually, wait, no, Thursday's the 3rd. I actually might be in the air by that time. My brother's birthday's on the 1st, so I might be I'm on a trip to Florida.
Oh,
that's
Lord. Okay.
Yeah, Chapel Hill, Florida, for a hockey tournament. So, I'll let you guys know. Obviously, you guys. I think I know I've said this before, but I think Garrett and Trey are more than capable of having an episode by themselves.
Because if anything, yeah, we'll probably just gonna talk about college. If anything, yeah, we'll talk about.
Yeah, I trust Garrett 100%. I trust Garrett 100%. Trey, I'm gonna give like 75%.
Okay, Matthew. Okay, I see how it is.
And by then, we'll be in to the Final Four. The Elite Eight is the 29th through the 30th. So we'll have
we will be.
the Final Four contenders to talk about.
All right. Well, whatever I have going on, I might honestly have to just cancel my flight, but that's okay.
Let's get the plane Wi-Fi.
We can still hold it down.
Yeah, Garrett. Let me pay an extra $75 for this
Okay.
shitty plane Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I get that one time, and I was like, it was like $12. I was like, sure, I'll get it. And it was not working.
What's it called? Skylink, the new Tesla, or not Tesla? Elon Musk Wi-Fi.
I've never tried. No, I've never tried that.
I think it's only contracted with the one that goes to Dubai, Emirates.
Oh yeah.
They have that.
Yeah. I think I'm flying Southwest.
Nice. Ooh, they've had some.
It's better than Spirit, though. I'll tell you that much.
American Airlines.
No, they didn't, dude. I paid $550 for my ticket. That's round trip, and American Airlines was I think $650.
Okay,
Southwest was cheaper. Interesting.
good business decision. I respect it.
Well, I mean, if it was one way, it was only like $200. So I was like, but I need to get it back. So it's like I might as well just pay for the round trip rather than just having to circle back.
Yeah, that's smart.
But anyway, guys, we will see you next time. Episode 27. Stay tuned. If you guys like this, make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.